Then there is the other great point to learn that you can never help really. What can we do for each other? You are growing in your own life. I am growing in my own. It is possible that I can give you a push in your life, knowing that in the long run, all roads lead to Rome. It is a steady growth. No national civilization is perfect yet. Give that civilization a push, and it will arrive at its own goal. Do not strive to change it. Take away a nation's institutions, customs, and manners, and what will be left? They hold the nation together. But here comes the very learned foreign man, and he says, "Look here, you give up all those institutions and customs of thousands of years and take my tomful tin pot and be happy." This is all nonsense. We will have to help each other, but we have to go one step further. The first thing is to become unselfish in help. If you do just what I tell you to do, I will help you, otherwise not. Is that help? And so, if the Hindus want to help you spiritually, there will be no question of limitations. Perfect unselfishness. I give, and there it ends. It is gone from me. My mind, my powers, my everything that I have to give is given. Given with the idea to give and no more. I have seen many times people who have robbed half the world and they gave $20,000 to convert the heathen. What for? For the benefit of the heathen or for their own souls? Just think of that. And the nemesis of crime is working. We men try to hoodwink our own eyes, but inside the heart he has remained the real self. He never forgets. We can never delude him. His eyes will never be hoodwinked. Whenever there is any impulse of real charity, it tells, though it be at the end of 1,000 years. Obstructed, it yet awakens once more to burst like a thunderbolt. And every impulse, where the motive is selfish, self-seeking, though it may be launched forth with all the newspapers blazoning, all the mobs standing and cheering, it fails to reach the mark. I am not taking pride in this, but mark you, I have told the story of that group of boys. Today there is not a village, not a man, not a woman in India that does not know their work and bless them. There is not a famine in the land where these boys do not plunge in and try to work and risk as many as they can. And that strikes to the heart. The people come to know it, so help whenever you can. But mind what your motive is. If it is selfish, it will neither benefit those you help nor yourself. If it is unselfish, it will bring blessings upon them to whom it is given, and infinite blessings upon you, sure as you are living. The Lord can never be hoodwinked. The law of karma can never be hoodwinked. Well then, my plans are therefore to reach these masses of India. Suppose you start schools all over India for the poor, still you cannot educate them. How can you? The boy of 4 years would better go to the plough or to work than to your school. He cannot go to your school. It is impossible. Self-preservation is the first instinct, but if the mountain does not go to Muhammad, the Muhammad can come to the mountain. Why should not education go from door to door, say I? If a ploughman's boy cannot come to education, why not meet him at the plough, at the factory, just wherever he is? Go along with him like his shadow. But there are these hundreds and thousands of monks educating the people on the spiritual plane. Why not let these men do the same work on the intellectual plane? Why should they not talk to the masses a little about history, about many things? The ears are the best educators. The best principles in our lives were those which we heard from our mothers through our ears. Books came much later. Book learning is nothing. Through the years, we get the best formative principles. Then, as they get more and more interested, they may come to your books too. First, let it roll on and on. That is my idea. Well, I must tell you that I am not a very great believer in monastic systems. They have great merits and also great defects. There should be a perfect balance between the monastics and the householders. But monasticism has absorbed all the power in India. We represent the greatest power. The monk is greater than the prince. There is no reigning sovereign in India who dares to sit down when the yellow cloth is there. He gives up his seat and stands. Now that is bad. So much power, even in the hands of good men, although these monastics have been the bulwark of the people. They stand between the priestcraft and knowledge. They are the centers of knowledge and reform. They are just what the prophets were among the Jews. The prophets were always preaching against the priests, trying to throw out superstitions. So are they in India. But all the same, so much power is not good there. Better methods should be worked out. But you can only work in the line of least resistance. The whole national soul there is upon monasticism. You go to India and preach any religion as a householder. The Hindu people will turn back and go out. If you have given up the world, however they say, he is good, he has given up the world. He is a sincere man. He wants to do what he preaches. What I mean to say is this, that it represents a tremendous power. What we can do is just to transform it, give it another form. This tremendous power in the hands of the roving sannyasins of India has got to be transformed, and it will raise the masses up. Now, you see, we have brought the plan down nicely on paper, but I have taken it at the same time from the regions of idealism. So far, the plan was loose and idealistic. As years went on, it became more and more condensed and accurate. I began to see by actual working its defects and all that. What did I discover in its working on the material plane? First, there must be centers to educate these monks in the method of education. For instance, I send one of my men and he goes about with a camera. He has to be taught in those things himself. In India, you will find every man is quite illiterate, and that teaching requires tremendous centers. And what does all that mean? Money. From the idealistic plane, you come to everyday work. Well, I have worked hard, 4 years in your country and 2 in England. And I am very thankful that some friends came to the rescue. One who is there today with you is amongst them. There are American friends and English friends who went over with me to India, and there has been a very rude beginning. Some English people came and joined the others. One poor man worked hard and died in India. There are an Englishman and an English woman who have retired. They have some means of their own, and they have started a center in the Himalayas educating the children. I have given them one of the papers I have started. A copy you will find there on the table, The Awakened India. And there they are instructing and working among the people. I have another center in Calcutta. Of course, all great movements must proceed from the capital. For what is a capital? It is the heart of a nation. All the blood comes into the heart and thence it is distributed. So all the wealth, all the ideas, all the education, all spirituality will converge towards the capital and spread from it. I am glad to tell you I have made a rude beginning, but the same work I want to do on parallel lines for women. And my principle is each one helps himself. My help is from a distance. There are Indian women, English women, and I hope American women will come to take up the task. As soon as they have begun, I wash my hands of it. No man shall dictate to a woman, nor a woman to a man. Each one is independent. What bondage there may be is only that of love. Women will work out their own destinies much better too than men can ever do for them. All the mischief to women has come because men undertook to save the destiny of women. And I do not want to start with any initial mistake. One little mistake made then will go on multiplying, and if you succeed, in the long run, that mistake will have assumed gigantic proportions and become hard to correct. So, if I made this mistake of employing men to work out this women's part of the work, why women will never get rid of that? It will have become a custom. But I have got an opportunity. I told you of the lady who was my master's wife. We have all great respect for her. She never dictates to us, so it is quite safe. That part has to be accomplished. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.